Visiting with head coach Burt Paddock, getting ready for the 2013-14 men's basketball season. Coach Paddock, let's talk a little bit about what you've got returning. You've got a lot returning from a team, a number of players who've got great minutes for you and had great production.
Yeah, I'm very fortunate. We got a lot of guys back. I tell our coaches if we this team should be really good unless we screw them up. It's kind of our term we've been using. But we've got Javante Ford back and DeArmond Davis, who are kind of the headliners of the guys that are returning from our senior class. Great leadership. Javante and Dee, they played in the Final Four, Elite Eight. They've been to the national tournament every year that they've been here. Javante's been an All-American, and in my mind, Dee's been the best player on our team on many occasions. He does so many things for our team. So we're very fortunate to have those two guys back, kind of leading that senior group. But also in that senior group, we also have John Prinz, who you're not quite as familiar with. He redshirted last year. The year prior to that, he started every game in our tournament run to the Final Four, played 20 minutes a game for us, and a huge factor for us on the defensive end of the court, brings a ton of energy and activity for our program. And then Brendan Cooper, who is Mr. Everything to our program, one of the nicest kids I've ever met, tremendous student, kind of the leader of leaders on our team, and he's been here through the thick and the thin of everything, and will play a huge role in our team as well and all of our successes.
Let's go back to Javante Ford, your all-WAC performer, honorable mention, All-American, and great leadership. What makes him special?
You know what? It's just kind of who he is, his hard work. Every day when he comes to the court, a lot of people say you want a good leader, and some are leaders by being vocal, and some guys are leaders by example. And I haven't been around very many kids that are quite like him. He does both. He's a kid that rallies the troops when things aren't going well, and also right there with him when things are going great. He's the hardest worker in the weight room. He does double time getting shots up during the week and stuff, and always dragging the younger guys and stuff into the gym to kind of show them our way of doing things. And he's highly responsible for a lot of the successes that we're going to have this year by just how he's showed the young kids.
There was a point in last year's season where you thought that maybe you were playing him a little too many minutes and he was tiring out. Is that a conscious thought going into this year?
Well, there's no question. In our workouts and our skill development and all that stuff, we've actually held him out of some stuff. He's a guy that he doesn't really know how to tone things back and go 50% or 70% in just some workouts and stuff. And so he's had a couple knee surgeries on a knee. And so we have held him out of some things. We hold him out of some competitive stuff in practice because I know the one thing he doesn't need to worry about is his competitive fire. It's there. And so we do hold him out of a few things, and I think it's going to be we'll reap the benefits from it come February and March.
DeArmond Davis, the demon of defense, if you will, who can play defensively any position out there, is invaluable from a coach, especially like yours, who hangs his hat on the defensive side.
There's no question. His length and his attitude about defense and getting the other team stopped and always being in the right spots and stuff. It's funny. He played for a great high school coach by the name of Steve Lynch that really, when we got him, he was halfway there already. He was a kid that really we didn't have to do a whole lot of work with. He knew how to guard and how to play defense. And like you said, there's a lot of times you can't do without some players or what. We could never live without him. If he's not on the floor for us, it's a huge setback for us.
You also bring back Dominez Burnett, who, in my opinion, was as good as any freshman in the state of Michigan at any level of college basketball.
Dominez is a fantastic player. He's got a nose for how to score the basketball. He can shoot threes. He can drive the basket great in the post, can really defend, rebound. At the end of the season, his stats were just off the charts and was a huge reason why we won some games when Javante wasn't 100% physically. He's had an unbelievable summer. He's coming back as good as anybody in our program. I look for him to have a tremendous, tremendous sophomore year.
You know, you mentioned guys like Brendan Cooper, John Prinz, who comes back. You know, the role that they play is so important, and yet it may not be the minutes that the other players get, and yet for some reason it's a major factor of what you are.
Well, their whole attitude about how they approach the game and practice and everything every day. I think the one thing I'm very fortunate, and it's nothing the coaches have done, it's all on the players. It's just how well they get along and how much they love each other and play for each other every day. And I've had programs or teams in the past that have gotten along well. None more so than this group, and it's led by those guys like John Prinz and Coop and those guys. They are all about winning, whatever it takes to win. If I play a bunch, if I play none, if we win, I'm good. And then a lot of teams, that just doesn't happen. I'm very lucky to have those guys.
Next time, we'll take a look at the newcomers coming to the men's basketball team this year. So stay with us. For Coach Burt Paddock, I'm Rick Berkey.